Hey guys, I know it's been a few days since I made a video, and just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And we've continued to make videos, and they're on YouTube. They're just marked private, and we shared them with family and friends that are out of state. And I just thought I'd talk a little bit about what happened here. First of all, if you haven't watched all my older videos, I'd encourage you to go back at. In fact, I'll provide the link down in the comment section here to one of the first videos I made about the Mustang project, and that was a test panel that we sprayed showing the original paint scheme that we had planned to use on the car. And you'll notice that that paint scheme was candy apple red on the bottom with a charcoal metallic on the top and clear coat, gloss clear coat over both finishes. Somewhere along the way, we got the idea that matte, a flat or matte look would be good, and so we kind of went down that path for a little while. But the reality of it is, it's always going to be the choice of my son Matt and me on what color we were going to make it. So I think some of you out there, saw the videos of Pete. You see how strong-willed Pete can be, and he's very opinionated, and and he can be a bit abrasive in the way he expresses his opinion sometimes. But the reality of it is, his opinion is based on experience and what has worked and not worked well for him. And that doesn't mean that what's not worked for him can't work for somebody else. That's just his background. That's his perspective on it. And his intention the whole time was to try to help us get the best looking finish we could get. The day he came over to see our car, we had the hot rod flats on there, and as many of you pointed out, it really just didn't look that good. Even without the striping, even without the mottling and all that, the flat finish just, with the candy, it just didn't look good. And so, he comes over, sees these guys working in the garage, and he sat out here in our garage for about an hour asking for lots of details about the car. Well, how'd you do this, and how are you going to do that? And he was just in awe the whole time, and was very complimentary and and respectful, and we just had a good conversation. So I think some of you out there think that Pete drove us to do what Pete wanted to do, but I think if you go back and look at that video from almost a year ago, the gloss finish is something we've been considering the whole time. And so a lot of you guys out there, you comment on videos, you comment on our videos about technical things, and we've asked for help. We've asked for gloss versus matte. That was really kind of an opportunity to interact and help get the garage gang to provide some input. And it really was just for fun. In the end, we were going to decide what would look best, what we could make look the best. But why not get everybody involved, and let's hear everybody's opinion on that. And I always want your opinions, even from a technical standpoint. You see us out there working on the garage and we do something wrong, lots of safety things have been pointed out to me in the videos that just because this is not my field, I don't have any experience with it, I just didn't think much about it. And, I'm very appreciative for that. And I want people to continue. If you see me doing something wrong, particularly from a safety standpoint, or if you know from experience I could do something better, I always want you to chime in, let me know about it, comment on the video, send me a PM, let us know what we're doing. But when you start to attack the integrity of the father and son build, and stating that we're compromising the integrity of this build by having Pete participate in the project, it's pretty disappointing, because I think it's a very ignorant and uninformed statement and position to be in. Yes, Pete uses some old school techniques and tactics, but I don't think you can question any of the projects that he turns out. He doesn't always maybe go by the book. He doesn't read the tech sheets in detail and know every step of the tech sheet, and exact mixing ratios and all that. But if you go look at his website, look at his videos, you look at the cars he's turned out, and even the ones that are over there right now, a couple of them that have been painted, they look flawless. They look a lot better clearly than what we've done on this car. And we've also engaged other people along the way. You know, this has been a father and son bill, but when we got in over our heads on a couple of things, we've had other people involved. If you look back at some old videos, you'll see that we took this car to a friend of mine's chassis shop to get him to help us weld the suspension in, because we only have a 110 welder. You don't want to be messing around with, you know, trying to weld cross members and, you know, shock mount bars and things like that in with a 110 welder when you've got, you know, 1/8" steel frame rails and plates that get welded in. So our welder's not hot enough. We did all the measurements, we did all the fabrication, tacked it all in place, got it tacked, loaded up on the trailer, took it to him, and he burned in the welds for us. So, and that's on video. We've got the guy back a few videos. So, but nobody criticized about that, and you know, and it's unfortunate that that people don't see in the videos with Pete what he really means to the YouTube community. He's got his phone number at the bottom of every one of his videos. I've been at his shop at 7 o'clock at night, and from 5 to 7 after the work is done, you know, he's in there making videos, spending hours trying to edit those, make it entertaining, make it funny, but also teaching you a few things here and there. And the phone's ringing off the hook from guys on YouTube asking questions. Saw something in this video, you know, about a brake job or this or that, and he answers it every time. And he'll stop with a rank stranger and start to talk to them and provide them some guidance. And if he doesn't know, you know, he would refer them to, you know, a website or somebody else that does know. So the guy has nothing but the best of intentions. And you know, I think some of you may be misinformed just because of his style and the way he communicates. But I don't think there's any question that this garage gang, a lot of people that make videos today, that if you trace it back to the roots, that, you know, Pete was doing that before most of you out there, and you know, helped lead the way to get all these guys making videos that we have today. So I also want to mention that Matt, my son Matt, I don't do anything on this car without asking him, involving him, and you know, it is a partnership. It is his car, and we're building it together. And you know, he's been very supportive. He likes Pete. And he thought that was the best way to go. The main reason we took the car over there was that the first flat finish we put on the car ended up with so much dirt, nibs, and trash in it. We know we're going to have some, but it was just too much, you know. And it looked like a rattle can paint job. And so we thought, all right, let's go with the matte clear. Let's do it in a real paint booth. And you know, so we can get the best finish we can. So we took the car over there, we masked it off. At the end of the day, I had sprayed a test panel, the old trunk lid. I'd sprayed it about 4 more times with that dark metallic paint, and I never could get it to look right. It always had mottling and blotchiness in it, and so we collectively decided, you know, Pete was adamant about it. He wanted to spray the car, but at the end of the day, I was kind of at the point where I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can get it to look right. There's something I'm doing wrong here, and why not let him do it, you know? I was there the whole time. I masked off the car. I did, you know, most of the work. Pete just came in and sprayed it, and then he said, hey, if you want to spray the clear, spray the clear. And at that point, you know, I just let him go in and do the clear as well. So anyway, the initial version of it, you know, it had striping and so forth in it, and so Pete suggested we get some better quality paint, and the paint made a big difference. And so the car is painted, it's back at home. We did go with the gloss finish, and I really do appreciate all the comments on the gloss versus matte, and the people that weighed in on that, and you know, told me I should go matte for whatever reason, or told me I should go gloss. Some people said, hey, go with matte because that's what you want, that's what you've always wanted. But again, if you look back at this video that's right here, that isn't what we've always wanted. We just, you know, some of you that are just catching up. But, you know, the main thing I wanted to say is that, guys, anything on the video from a technical standpoint, it's fair game. Want your feedback, want your help. You know, I'm not an expert at this. This is the first build that we've done. But, you know, if you have any comments about Pete, or whether we should involve Pete or anybody else in this build, really, that's our decision. We're going to make the best decision that we can. And there's not one thing about that decision that I regret. The other part of the reason that we wanted to do that is was possibly to bring you guys more insight about what goes on at Pete's shop. You've seen some things there that you don't always get to see on his videos, some footage that we brought back and shared. So, and then, you know, longer term, you know, it'd be great to have him be a more active part of the Garage Gang, and, you know, get him involved in more things. And, you know, and maybe over time, he might realize that, you know, that the gang is bigger than any one individual, and that there's a lot to learn from almost everybody in the Garage Gang, and even Pete could learn some things, you know. And I think because people attack, people are very aggressive, people leave a lot of negative comments on some of his videos, you know, it doesn't allow him to be as open to listening to what people have to say, because all your comments being so negative put people on the defensive. And you know, and so if you'd be a little more encouraging in your comments, you know, and seek to build a relationship first, you may be in a position to influence someone else better. Because at the end of the day, if all you want to do is throw out a negative comment, this is wrong or that's wrong, you know, people they're not going to listen to it. You know, they're going to either block you or remove your comment. You know, they're just not going to be open to it. But if you work on the relationship, have a connection there that's made, you will earn the right to impart knowledge on really anybody. And that goes for anybody in the Garage Gang or anybody in your life. So I know we're getting a little departed from the main purpose of this channel, which is a father and son build. So took a few days off. I'm going to start putting videos back up again. And I wanted to just take a minute to explain. And for all you guys out there that have been, you know, positive supporters, you know, I want to say that I really appreciate it. And for those of you guys that were very judgmental and critical about us taking the car to Pete, you know, it's unfortunate that you took that position, and you know, and it's also unfair for me and Matt to stop making videos because a few people got very critical about that. And hopefully over time, those people that don't like Pete, that don't like the fact that we've engaged Pete, don't like the fact that Pete's now somewhat a part of our project, over time they'll come to see the reasons that we did it. So, all right, this is getting like really, really long, and this is not customary for me to make a video like this, but I did want to explain it, so I'm going to upload this, and then there's a couple of videos that we've made, and I'll get those put up over the next couple of days, just release them out over time just so you guys can have something to watch, and we'll pick back up and go from there. Thanks again, everybody. Take care.